Hey guys! It's Ben and Roxy from So Vegan. We decided to create a video because since turning vegan about 3.5 years ago, we have been looking at other areas in our lives that we can live more sustainably. But it can be crazy overwhelming.
So confusing.
So confusing. There's a lot of different information, there's a lot of trade-offs, like if something's zero waste, it's not
vegan, then this is vegan, it's got plastic, like what the hell?
So we decided to break things down into little nuggets. We're going to tackle one topic at a time and research it, share knowledge with you guys, and hopefully we can all just learn from each other.
Yes. So earlier this week we launched a new series called Talkin About.
Talking about? What you talking about?
What you talking about?
You talking to me? You talking to me? Talking about you? Know I'm talking about somebody talking.
And the idea is that each week we pick a topic that we are both very passionate about, and we spend that week talking about it, and we spend that week reaching out to you guys, asking you guys for tips, tricks, so that we can all kind of embark on this journey of discovery together.
And at the end of the week we'll create a video like this one, and we'll share all our finding, all our research, and we'll answer any questions.
Now, this week so far has been amazing. So many of you have been reaching out with comments, with questions, with suggestions as well.
Suggestions. Everyone's been sharing knowledge and it's been really exciting to see. So please leave a comment below. Let us know what you think of this video. Did you like it? Do you want to see more of this kind of stuff? Because it's great to know what you guys want to see. Also, make sure you subscribe to our channel. There'll be loads more of these videos. We also do loads of amazing recipe videos as well. So if you want to live more sustainably, eat less meat, eat less dairy, this is the channel for you.
Well said.
Nice.
So this video, what are we talking about? We are talking about... We're talking about deodorants.
So we wanted to talk about deodorants because we use them every day, number one. Number two, we've had quite an intense deodorant journey, as you may say. I used to be a super sweaty teenager. I had like sweat patches on my school shirt, which was super embarrassing. So I used a high grade deodorant back then. You put it on once and then you literally don't sweat for a week, which was insane. I realised that might not be the best for my body. Turned to a natural deodorant, but I found none of the shop bought natural ones worked. I used to just stink so bad. And in the last year we were making our own deodorant, which for us really works. It definitely doesn't stop me from sweating, but it masks the smell. So that's our little deodorant journey. Oh, I'm tired now.
So in this video we're going to be revealing 2 facts about deodorants, about why we want to talk about them. We're also going to be reviewing a couple of shop bought natural deodorants that you guys recommended to us, and we are going to be revealing our own homemade natural deodorant recipe.
Just to say, this works for us, but it might not work for you. Everyone's very different, and that's become so clear looking at your guys' comments on our Instagram post. Everyone's recommending different things. Some people that don't sweat very much are literally saying just put a bit of lime on your armpits. Like literally everyone is so different. So it might not work for you, but it works for us. So hopefully, we're hoping if we share this, it will help some other people. So fact number 1 about deodorants. Around 50 million people in the UK have said they buy deodorant as part of their weekly shop, which if you think about it, is a crazy amount of plastic and aerosol cans each week that are gonna go into landfill.
So some of those can be recycled, but the reality is not all of them are. So a lot of them do end up in landfill, and it's just such a huge number. And this is just the UK.
Yeah,
so you think worldwide, this is a lot of packaging that we're creating, which we could in theory avoid. Fact number 2 is you can make natural deodorants at home using everyday ingredients.
Yeah.
Not only is this cheaper, but also if you buy things in bulk, you can also cut down on your waste as well. So it's better for the environment. And personally, we just find it reassuring when we know exactly what ingredients are going into the deodorants that we're using on our bodies.
Also, if you live near a zero waste store, you can even get the ingredients from a zero waste store, and literally there'll be no packaging involved, which is fantastic.
One more thing we really want to mention is over the past week, in all of our research, what we've discovered is there's a lot of misinformation out there. There are a lot of blogs saying that shop bought kind of normal commercial deodorants are really bad for you, they contain really harmful chemicals. And the reality is there's not a scientific consensus suggesting that that is the case. There is some scientific journals and papers that suggest that they might be linked to cancers, etc. The research we've conducted suggests that there is no consensus, so it ultimately comes down to what you want. Personally, we just find it reassuring knowing exactly what ingredients are going into deodorants, knowing that they're coming from more natural sources, That's what we prefer to do, but it's completely down to you what you want to do.
And the other great thing about making them from scratch is you can tweak the formulas. You can add whatever essential oils you like, if you like specific smells. If our recipe doesn't work for you, maybe you can tweak it a little bit, adding a few different ingredients or changing the measurements. So it is really kind of bespoke, which is fantastic. So let's talk about the deodorants that we've been trialing this week. We've been trialing a couple of shop bought deodorants that you guys on Instagram have been recommending. And first up, we have the Lush Bar Teo. This bar is super abrasive. I think it's got loads of bicarbonate of soda in there. For me personally, I found it too harsh. It's almost like an exfoliator on my skin, so it kind of like hurt when I was putting it on. Also, within a few hours, I was like, whip, 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 pong, pong.
It worked for about 4 or 5 hours for me, and I was like, oh, I
you
think I
quite liked it.
Like,
you were like,
I do really like the smell. Also, I didn't find it too abrasive.
I think it's because your armpit hair was so long.
Yeah, maybe because I'm quite hairy.
It's like a little like tickle.
Quite hairy down there. But I think it's a thumbs down from us. What do you think?
Sadly, thumbs down.
Yeah.
But then moving on to another one from Lush that you guys also recommended. When we bought that one, and loads of you were like, no, you bought the wrong one. So we went back and we bought the right one. It's this bar, and it's called Arrowroot. This smells like a spa. It is lush. I've literally just had it on the side in the living room. I'm like, oh my God, I'm in a spa. Quite soft.
Yeah.
It's almost like a cube of shea butter. This for me has worked. So I've been using that a couple of days and I do not smell. I still sweat, but it's
That's a really important thing to clarify. You do still sweat with natural deodorants, right? It's not an antiperspirant. You're not kind of blocking those pores.
Yeah.
So you're still going to sweat, but what it tries to do is it tries to mask that smell with some floral fragrance.
Darling, I like it. Big thumbs up.
Yes. Another thing to mention, these can be quite pricey. For 100 grams, how much did we pay?
Oh, we spent £5.61 for 100 grams. So it's a block this big. We used it a couple of times.
I think it will really depend how long this lasts for. One other honourable mention of natural deodorants that we want to mention is Nude. Which we kept calling, what is it? Nud. The tube is made from sugar cane. The box that it comes in is biodegradable and compostable. I'm not sure about the cap. Yeah, as you said, that might be plastic. You put a bit on your armpits and you're done for like 3 days. You literally do not have to reapply it apparently. When we did Shea, I was asking for you guys to recommend natural deodorants. This is one that kept coming in. So we've ordered it. Hopefully it's gonna arrive in a couple of days. It hasn't arrived yet. And when it does, we will post a bunch of stories about it on the socials so you guys can find out more about it.
Yeah, make sure you follow us on Instagram because that is where we put a lot of our content as well. So we are @SoVegan. Also, some people recommended just using like a bit of lime or lemon, just rubbing it on your armpits. Personally, I don't think that would work for me. I'm very sweaty and I always smell unless I've used something to mask it. But if you don't sweat, maybe that would work for you. Also, another brand that came up, if you're in Australia, a brand called No Pong. Quite a few people were saying that as well.
Yeah, I think it's time to reveal
the So Vegan homemade DIY deodorant recipe.
Don't you?
Do it. Right guys, it's time to make the homemade deodorant. So we're going to start by putting in our coconut oil. Also adding in our shea butter. So we're just going to leave this coconut oil and shea butter to melt. We've just got a saucepan with a little bit of water underneath and we're going to use the heat and the steam from that water to melt these two. Smell so fine, so fresh, so fresh. The shea butter and coconut oil have totally melted now. So we're going to turn off the heat and we're going to add in the other ingredients. We're going to go in with the bicarbonate of soda. This is going to help absorb sweat and also kills off some of that bacteria. Arrowroot powder, which helps thicken up the mixture and also absorbs moisture under your armpits. But if you don't have arrowroot, you can just use cornstarch if you've got that as well, or you can leave it out completely if that's easier. So this is where the magic happens. We're putting in our essential oils. And this is where you can have some fun. You can put in any oils that you like. So the tea tree oil is really antibacterial. So for us, we find it's the one essential oil that really helps with the smell. Also, I've got a Woman's Balance from Neil's Yard. This is really nice as well. Putting in about 5 to 10 drops of each essential oil. So this is where the magic happens. We're gonna stir it, combine all the ingredients together, and it just smells so good. Right, this is done. So this is enough to make about 2 loads of deodorants. We've got a couple of jars here. This one is reused after some chipotle paste. This one is, we bought a pack of 6 online, just to use for beauty stuff. Pour the deodorant straight in, like so. Just make sure we get all of it out. I think that clear one's a little bit bigger than these brown ones, so enough for about 1.5. So here are our deodorants, homemade. They're very liquidy right now, so we need to leave them to cool so they solidify, and then we can pop the caps on and just use them. Boom.
So fast forward to tomorrow. These are the natural homemade deodorants that we made yesterday, and you can see, look, they've completely solidified. We actually popped these in the fridge because it's a super warm day out, so they weren't quite solid. So it really depends on the weather. If it's really hot, it might go a little bit liquidy, but if it's nice and cool, they will stay solid like this. Also, this will keep you going for months and months and months. There's so much deodorant in here to get through. So it's really affordable, and it is just a great way of making homemade natural deodorants. So there we have it, our quick and easy homemade natural deodorant recipe.
Yes. So Q&A.
Exactly, like we said earlier, we did a shout out to you guys asking you to submit some questions about deodorants. Like we said, we're not experts, but we've done quite a lot of research over the last week. So we're going to try our best to answer as many of those questions as we can. First question is, where can you find them? Where can you buy natural deodorants? Health food stores like Holland & Barrett, Planet Organic, Whole Foods, Lush. You can also order them online. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can find online. That brand we spoke about earlier called Nude, they do free worldwide shipping. Or, like we just showed, you can just make them at home. To make stuff from home, you can either buy in bulk online, so if you the Shea Butter Coconut Oil, you can buy it in bulk. Or if you live near a zero waste store, even better, you can get it in bulk from there. So you're really going to be minimising your plastic and waste. Question 2. If I'm a person who sweats a lot, what type of deodorant can I use? So the first thing to say on that is, generally speaking, natural deodorants will not stop you from sweating. What they will do is they will try and mask that smell. So if your goal is to stop sweating, realistically, you're going to have to use an antiperspirant. And I think this is a very personal subject, like we said before, so it's totally up to you what you want to do. We've kind of both embraced sweating. Roxy sweats quite a lot. I sweat a probably medium amount, I would say. If that is something you're worried about, try a few natural deodorants, see how you get on, but don't put too much pressure on yourselves. I also find that different colours show up sweat more. So if I know I'm going to be in an anxious situation, maybe a meeting or an interview, and I'm going to sweat buckets, then I'll wear something like this top and you can't see any sweat patches, and I will steer clear of any like colour block. Any grey is the worst. So I kind of dress accordingly as well. Next question is, have you tried Dr. Organic deodorant? I really like that one. Yes, I have tried numerous Dr. Organic deodorants. That's one of the very first ones I went to when I first started using natural deodorants. For me, it was okay. It wasn't perfect. It's not as good as my homemade one. I still used to smell. I used to have to like time out middle of the day, have a little wash and reapply. Also, it's a roll on, so it's quite wet. So you put it on, your armpits are quite wet, and then you start panicking.
Like, my armpit's wet. Is it my sweat? Was it the roll on?
For me, it was okay, but it wasn't the perfect deodorant.
And we have another question, and it is, I use a salt rock or salt crystal, are those okay? Now, we literally just had a conversation with our neighbour who said that his friend uses a crystal and totally swears by it. The person does still sweat, however, they don't smell. I've tried the salt crystal. Again, didn't work for me. I think I'm an anomaly though, I'll be honest. I think I just sweat so much. I've heard someone else using it and they loved it. You just never know what's gonna work for you. But also, if the question is asking, are they okay in a health sense? We've read nothing that suggests that they're bad for you. It's more a case of whether or not it works. The next question is, does the deodorant have moisturizing? And yeah, the one that we've just made, the homemade one, that has coconut oil in it, which is moisturizing, also shea butter. So yeah, it is really creamy and moisturizing for your Exactly, armpits. So it's very soft when you put it on, it doesn't feel abrasive or anything like that. Yeah. Do natural deodorants work as well as ordinary deodorants? So do they mean like ordinary shop bought, do you reckon? Exactly. Yeah. So I bought plenty of shop bought kind of normal deodorants in the past, which stop you from smelling for the first few hours. And then you go out in the evening and then you start smelling. So I personally think natural deodorants work just as well as ordinary deodorants. However, it's important to distinguish between antiperspirants and deodorants, because antiperspirants will stop you from sweating. Sweating. We said this so many times. It's not sweating. But deodorant's not going to stop sweating. This is a great question. After this week, do you still recommend making your own or buying, for example, a natural deodorant from Lush? We 100% recommend making it at home. 1, because it's cheaper. 2, it's fun. You can add any ingredients you want. You can make them in different formulations, different smells. Yeah. However, sometimes you might run out of ingredients. You might not have enough time. So in that scenario, one from a shop can be a great alternative because it's accessible and it's just easy to find. So this question, it says, I have quite sensitive skin. Can I use baking soda in them? Baking soda is going to be the ingredient that irritates your skin. So maybe it's worth playing around with the amount of baking soda you're putting into the deodorant if you're making it from scratch. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Bling, 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 bling. And we will see you at the next video. Please comment below. We love hearing from you guys, and let's all share knowledge. Peace out.